Frank in fault. But Malcolm was in the door and saw the accident, you see. So when he saw what a raw deal Frank was getting, he walks out. And when he walks out, I walk closer. And he told Olive Prince, he said, let me tell you something. Said, I'm looking right at it. Frank's not in fault. He says, and if you can't do your job right, he said, you get your damn hat. That ain't no joke. And told Frank, said, you go around there and tell Olive Hunter, I said, fix your car, and I'll see that you get to pay. And he said, this fella gonna pay. Now, he was 1 out of 100.
Yeah.
And it'll take too long to tell you about everything. The thing I got into, and he offered me, I wanted to know that I have any protection. I had it on me, but he didn't. And when he pulled out this drawer to give me, I told him no, and so he pulled out the drawer, and that was 38 special in there. You're gonna let me have it. And I said these words to him. I said, Mr. Malcolm, I said, I tell you what, I said, I just feel like maybe if I didn't have nothing, I'd be spared. I said, I might get killed if they knew I had something like that. But I didn't let him know I had it then. When I said that, Malcolm jumped that tall and called me everything but a child of God. Said, you the biggest fool I ever seen. He said, don't you know that coward so-and-so ain't gonna come to you one-on-one? He gonna get a mob crowd and come to you.
Like you always do.
And he stood up for me. And he stood up for me in another deal, too.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because I got to go now.
Yeah, because I was in the
That's the
city.
reason I wanted him to come in and give you the details, because I came in at the time that most of this had happened. When he came in, more or less his job as organizer, getting people registered to become members of the NAACP. That's really what I fitted in.
Now, what I want to do, I know we run out of time.
Now, this is what I want to tell you now. They've been people wanting to know why I don't write up all of this. I don't think it'll be good for me now if I would tell all that went on.
Yeah.
He'll tell you, let him tell you about an incident happened about Obama's cap right in the bank there. Tell him. You come in the front. Well, I went there that morning to make a plan where the president and the vice comes out, pat me on the shoulder, and I made a deposit and everything. And here come a big old burly white fella about 6'6", weighing 300 pounds, had his boots and coveralls smelling like the milk barn to make his deposit. He comes up, he speaks to them. He just says, well, it don't bother me. I don't care if you don't speak to me, no, because I know how you are. That don't bother me. But anyway, he stood there and entertained them, and I know they wanted him to go head on. I could see it on the face. When he turned and walked off, he looked at me. I got on Obama's cap. He made these statements. What you done wearing that cap? You know, it ain't worthy. That cap ain't worthy for nothing. And he turned then and went to walk off, and I said, Mr. Wait there. I says, do you know me? No, why I got to know you? I said, I think you need to know me. I said, because what you said at that cap, he can witness, the man, the vice president told him. What you said about Obama's cap, I said, the longest day you live, don't you ever in my presence say that about that cap again. He stood there and he turned and walked off. And what did Hart tell you? Said if he called back 4 years, Ricky would have mopped the floor with him, didn't I was going on out the back. And I was shaking my hand in the face. But they were so glad he didn't repeat it again, I could tell that. But they didn't know if he repeated it again, I was going to mop the floor with him then.
Let me do a follow-up on that, because Brother Richmond and I have been in several meetings, and we be together, and then sometime after meetings, one or two of my friends ask, "Who was that white fellow you had with you?" So many times, they mistake him for being white, you see, and he lets them know right that he's not.
Now Hart knew I wouldn't see. Hart came from Picker Union
but
up here when I was working for Mac Mullen.
Did the person,
Hart was
Hart was the one asked you about the kid?
no, Hart was the one who told him what happened.
Okay, but the one asked you about the
Yeah,
he didn't know
he
you-
probably might have
Yeah.
known that, you know.
Yeah, he probably did.
But he didn't repeat it again. I'm glad he didn't. I always said the Lord was in the Lord was in my corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
You
Because
got out a bunch of straight.
see, he was in my corner because I'd have mopped the floor, it would have been a different thing. And Hart told him, so I can remember, call back 4 years, Rigby would have mopped the floor with it. Now Hart born with a silver spoon, but he can tell you he's a different person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He respects you.
That's
He
why-
might
All
be
of them ain't
different.
bad now. I can't say all.
You can't put them all in a sack together. And the whole class, we got about 17 people in our Sunday school class, and they'll tell you what I say about them. I have a problem loving them. But I know we got to love them if we make it in.
Yeah.
And God knows I'm trying.
Your nephew told me a lot about you.
Yeah, so,
Jim told me a lot about Uncle Bud.
so anyway, but what I didn't like about it, when he mentioned what had happened, and he asked me, "Is that right, Rigby?" All I said, "Yeah," didn't I? I didn't say nothing else. But you could hear a pin fall, and you ain't had now brother to make comments about it. So that lets you know where we got a lot of work we need to do. When James was speaking today, he hit it right on the nail. If I were to get in trouble, I doubt, when I was in trouble, the chief of police daddy that's here right now, and he don't say much, but that boy don't play. He's just like his daddy. He don't play.
That's good.
And then he's the only one come to my rescue, and we watched for 1 solid week. And the 3 came there, and they were right here. All I could do to keep Knox from shooting them in the public road. That's right, his daddy would have blown them away right there. All I could do to keep him from doing it.
Look, let's cut this all right here.
Yeah. Because
We gonna
like
have
I
to get y'all
tell you,
again,
like
man.
I tell you, it would take me
I know
2
that's what I
days
said.
to tell you about,
We gonna have to
because
come
you see,
back
I've been
now,
in trouble with 7 different ones.
Yeah.
I got in
Get off
trouble
the-
with a fella, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna hurry.
Okay.
Down there, when I walked up that morning, you remember little Dawes was a night police lived below me. He was after a Negro with a flatbed truck was selling whiskey. And they tricked him. They took him for a run, and he trying to catch him. They stopped and let him run up on the back and mess that city car. Well, this has already happened about the deal. I won't tell about that about this and about old Webbs, you know. You know how the Webbs and the black boy come out and set up the coach for a ball game, and when it's over, come back. Well, this boy had his girlfriend with him. Coming out, Webb run into him. He just bought the new truck that Thursday night, and this was Friday night, the game. That Thursday from the company, the Coca-Cola people bought it. And so old Balcom gonna make him be in fault. Well, time I get home, my wife answered the phone, said, "Fellow, Mr. Balcom on the phone, want to speak to you." I said, "Okay." I didn't tell I knew him. You remember old Balcom, old like this, you know.
Yeah,
I remember him.
And so I went to the phone. I said, "Hello, Rigsby, Mr. Balcom. I got a nigger down here want you to come to go his bond." I said, "What did you say?" He even put more emphasis on it. I said, "Well, I'll be down there in a minute." My wife, well, she had more sense than I had. I had to tell you, both of my wives, dead and gone, they had more sense than I had. And so she wouldn't stay at home and went with me, and I parked right in the door here, and I said, "You ain't getting out of this car now." I opened the door there, he and about 3 of his buddies in there drinking coffee. He backed out. Mr. Balcom, this is the first time he ever had my foot in a jail, and I'm not going back there. You go get him and bring him up here. When he got him and come out with him, then he gonna stand by and listen to it. I said, Mr. Balcom, can we have some privacy, please? And he humped himself on out. Then I told the boy, he wasn't acquainted here. I told him about the blue tops, you know, Harris, Mr. Harris had all them blue tops out there where he had them for men to meet women, you know. He had number, you remember. And then you know where the restaurant where that Negro killed that fella out there, you know, what was Willie Flat. You remember that?
I don't remember.
You wasn't here. You wasn't here when I was in school. Well, anyway, we went to the case, you know. Well, I told this boy, I said, you go there, and you're on Old Lady, the first gravel road to your right, you taking it's gonna lead you back south, and you're gonna come to the railroad track. Then I said, in just about a quarter of a mile, you cross the railroad, you're gonna come to a gravel road, and that's gonna be the airport over there. You head back west. And when you get here to the Sanctified Church, there's gonna be a store right to the left with some cars there. And you turn left, and my house gonna be the first one you come to the left. I said, come on out there. Come on out there. I talked to him, then I called our attorney in Meridian. He was the attorney of the COFO, Knox Curry's organization. And you know about Knox Curry, Landon Chapman, the president. He went to Knox and told him to let up. And Knox told him that's what's the trouble with the NAACP, you too easy on them. And so the lawyer told me, said, you be at my office, 3-foot building in Meridian in the morning. So they got this story together when they had the Tuesday, I believe it's Tuesday when they have court at the little,
Still Tuesday.
Yeah. They won the case. Then this fella got it against me, and I'm there that morning running estimator on here. He come up and speak to Dawes, and I've got my pad. I ain't studying him. I'm getting estimate goes so I can go on to my shop. And so stayed there, and I wasn't paying too much attention to it, but when he went to turn to go, it dawned on me that he said, and I said, Dawes, what did he say? He wouldn't say it, and I cursed a lot then. I wasn't no Christian, not at all. I wasn't no Christian. And so, and I'm working on it now. You get what I mean? That's a daily thing. You got to, because you don't become to be no Christian overnight.
That's right.
And so he would leave, he left, and I said, I cursed Dawes, and I told him, I said, I didn't expect you to tell me. And I said, Mr. Webb, wait there. And I started towards him, and he struck out running. And here's where we built the building, half bricks. And that stack might still be there by the showroom floor. I'm running after him, but I picked up a half a brick. If you think I'm lying, I'll go down there and show you now. When he turned the corner in that shop, a half a brick had broke out of that shop right now. And I'm right in there behind him, and he didn't stop back. He went on up there running around the car in the showroom floor, and Bill Freeman's dad and I worked about 12 years together. And Bill caught me and said, what's happening? I told him this so-and-so and so-and-so. He helped me and told him to get out of there, and he never come back in there and bring another drink. John's office right, he walks out, and Bill told him, I'll handle it. Well, I found out later why he told me he'd handle it. Because they can't do nothing with Bill, but they can do something with McMullen. You know? So that's the kind of thing. And I finished the estimating. I'm just 5 miles from my home. I went out there and got prepared. My dad is 9.5 miles down the country. When I got back there, in about 10 minutes, he was standing on the wash rack. And when I walked, he said, Rigby, what's going on? And I told him. In a few words, all he said to me, you got some protection? I said, yeah. Try to avoid trouble if you can, but don't let no damn body run over you. He left. He was walking away when he told me that.
Okay.
And he has always told us that you can't win, the odds against you. They gonna kill you, say, but always try to carry as many wishes you can before they do.
Yeah. You're right.
All
That's the
right.
mentality they had back in the day.
Oh man, it was trouble back in the day.
We gonna have to see y'all again now, Uncle Bunch.
Yeah,
Y'all
but
just-
like I said,
y'all stay.
I don't think it would be even the day. You see, I never did go out and talk this stuff, you see.
Yeah.
I did it because it was right to do it, and then I didn't say nothing. I think that's one reason they didn't bother me too much either. But I don't think it, I thought of writing a book about this, about all of this.
Oh, yeah?
But if I did, I wouldn't want it published until I died.
It's that bad.
It's still that bad.
It
It's still that bad because, you see, they don't want people to know about
the name
about what I did and got away with it, you see. That's the reason I said, I don't want this published, what I'm telling you.
Okay, well, I gotta
No.
go.
Okay, Brother Crowder.
All right.
I'm just telling you,